Turn 11 is in the books. We had to come out of the woods here because there's only 2 turns left. So we're heading over, and he popped up with his helicopters here and missed one tank, but he destroyed the other one. And then we shot at his helicopters big time. We destroyed one and we suppressed the other one. That's what the red marker's for. But we went for some huge tank battles here. Over here, remember the tank that was surrounded? He died pretty easily. And I destroyed 2 more BMPs there. And then my infantry destroyed a half a squad before they ran in the building. And I suppressed another squad. I suppressed that tank there with Hellfire missile. But I took 1, 2, 3, 4 with this tank, 5. I took 5 tank shots and I only destroyed 1 tank out of him. I just wasn't hitting good. He turned around and took all his fire at me and destroyed both tanks in the woods there. So he took out 4 tanks this turn, 4 M1s. And I took out 1. And he destroyed tracks off a BMP that is caught right there and surrounded. I destroyed 2 BMPs and 1 tank and 1 helicopter, which is very helpful. So we're heading to a new round. It's 2 turns left. What do you think, Nicholas?
I think there's still a chance.
Well, especially with your tanks coming in here, I don't think he has anything that can do anything here except that 1 helicopter, and it's suppressed now. So, what do you think, Nathan?
It's a pretty good round this round. I mean, like 4 Abrams. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I don't think you're going to get 4 again. That's for dang sure, because you don't even have that many you can shoot at. No. I'm going to say. So this round ain't giving you much. You're probably going to move. Now all these buildings are going to get contested pretty much, right? Yeah, just something. Hold on though before you start. Don't move another thing. Just stop right there. I just want to make sure I got the field. I'm pretty sure I did, but okay. We're done with turn 11. We're going to turn 12. You're happy with turn 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be. That was your best turn yet. Even though you lost that helicopter. So, okay, turn 11. Okay, turn 12 is done. Uneventful, not like turn 11 where the T-80s were killing M1s. He really had nothing to kill, so he moved up basically his entire companies that are left, and he came up over this hill. He's heading toward the buildings as fast as he can. The infantry fought it out in the buildings. I went to a half a squad and he lost a squad. And then he circled around with BMPs. My helicopter shot out there, and I popped a discharge smoke on that tank so he couldn't hit him in the rear. And I moved up all my other stuff. I have anti-tank guided missiles, so the last turn is just going to pretty much be a fire frenzy. And we'll see what happens. Okay, well, turn 13 is complete. Now, lucky for me, remember, he was back on the hill here, and he wanted to contest these buildings, and he got there. But he had to move, and so his firing was really reduced. He had to fire and move on some, and other units he just moved. So, again, he didn't hurt me, but he did take 2 buildings points away from me because he contested them now. So these 2 buildings here are owned by nobody. That one there, we had taken, contested, run those M1s in. We contested that. So 3 buildings now are being contested. Nobody owns them. And I own these back 3. And then he owns the 2 back there. He owns that destroyed one. And then this one is still being contested. My Bradley survived the entire game there. Never got taken out. Some bad rolling. All in all, very good game. I think we had good battles, good fighting going on. How'd you like your side? How do you think the outcome's going to be right now when we add up the points?
I think it might be a tie. I think it's going to be a tie.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to a tie. We're going to add it up. But that's one of the interesting things, remember, about main battle tank is you don't sit there and count one. Oh, I'm ahead by 1. Oh, if I kill this one guy, I'm ahead by 2. Because you need so many more points, the way the game's built, than the other side to win. It was like 700 and some change. I'll look it up. That you're not sitting there worried about counting points. You are just trying to win that decisive victory at all costs. And you'll worry about points later. So, that wraps up our second scenario, main battle tank. I'll come back with the points. This is my partner. What do you think? How'd the game go for you?
I think it went pretty well, but we probably should have done the flank sooner. That probably would have helped quite a bit, but we did it so late. We didn't get control of that
Maybe
building.
by a turn.
Yeah, maybe by a turn. We just hit that building too late and it's contested.
Yeah, right. Anything else?
Wish we could have taken out that other helicopter there.
Oh, I know. I like how we were sitting in the woods here because it's anti-tank guided missiles and we could just keep firing across. Look at the open range here from the wooded area. This is what we're seeing. You know, all open ground whereas tanks were coming across. Nice little setup there. Okay.
All right.
So the point total was the Soviets destroyed 1,177 points. We destroyed 1,692 points. And as far as objectives went, well, that was perfectly even. They had 3 buildings, we had 3. They had 1 bridge, we had 1 bridge. So those points were totally even. So they had 2,377 points. We had 2,892 points. The difference is 515 points in our favor, which puts it at a draw. We needed 716. So we were basically one house. We came one house short. So, but deciding the next scenario, see in the first scenario the Russians won. They got across the river, created a breakthrough, a bridgehead. Second scenario, they came across the cavalry regiment of the U.S. defending this town, and they were stopped, and they were almost beaten. So now the Americans, with the Russian attack stalled, the Americans are going to counterattack. And that'll be the next scenario, but we're not going to do it for a while because we got some other games coming up we have to do. So it'll be a counterattack, basically a tank-on-tank battle. So, thanks for watching.
I thought I thought the game went really well for us, especially on the last turn 11. We had a rocky start when we were stuck on the hill, and
yeah, that one platoon held you off for about 8 turns.
Yeah, that was really rocky.
But you took out the aircraft, which killed me.
Yeah.
And then you went around the flank.
Losing aircraft was a big setback, but we still got through. So overall, I thought it went.
You realize if I'd have took one building, if I'd have controlled one building, we'd have won the game. One more is all I needed. So that was a good rush toward the buildings you made at the end. Didn't really care about killing units and firing. You just rushed right at the buildings to contest them, and that was it. Well, one final note is the markers that I'm using from the actual Avalon Hill main battle tank that determines what orders you're giving your troops. I tried that, 10 years ago when I used to take this game to the LA convention, Oricon tournaments, and I didn't care for it, and I came up with some other ways to record the orders. I used writing methods, marking each vehicle with a designation ID, and that was a little time consuming. Then I came up with a chit, like throwing counters in a cup, and the counters you pulled out would determine what unit moved or fired first. But I felt that took away from the main battle tank game. So what I'm doing, so I went back to the markers here that you saw in this scenario, these 2 scenarios, and I didn't care for it again. There's just too many markers on the table. So I have one other idea, and so when we come back and play this again, we're gonna use the other idea, and I think finally I will like the other idea, because you'll still be giving orders to your units, but all the markers won't be placed on the board like that, which kind of takes away from your miniatures feature. So yeah, please stay tuned for some more MBT, probably in about 6 months. Thanks.